Well, let's see who all shows up here today. Here we're sitting here. Here, little buddy, come here. Had to get my little boy up here. Hey, little buddy. Oh, your little face is dirty. Your little face is dirty. Come up here. Come on. Come on. Come up here. How you doing, little buddy? I'm just hanging in here. Come on, buddy. Come up here. Huh? Come on, little buddy. uh, well, we got places to eat here today where we're at. Yeah, we're in a different shopping mall. They all look the same after a while. Oh, we see there's somebody in here. Oh, the sun is so bright you can just barely see the front of the store. Well, there was somebody in here, but they said, I ain't gonna fool around with them people. Well, everybody might be on the Mike Ball show. We had to come up here today and get dog food. We didn't get a chance to get dog food yesterday because we was on a track and the bags weigh 50 pounds and there's just not enough room to put. I have put them on that rack in the back. They're really not designed to carry that much of a load. This guy, he loves sticking that head out to, hey, motorbomb. Well, once again, we're out shopping again, as usual. Man, we sure had a storm last night, motorbomb. It came in. It lasted about 3 hours, and blowed real heavy. You know, Colton is like a little sheep over there. He's laying. No, he's got his nose in that breeze now. You know, this morning when I went to go out, we always strap him up. We put his harness and everything on. I stepped out the back door. He ran by me and ran down off the deck and ran over to the truck and sat there and waited for me, because he saw me pick up the keys on the dash, on my desk. He waited for me. It's KK Vibes. Hey, KK Vibes. So he went over and waited for me to get in the truck. And that was pretty cool. And of course, Theo, he's an old dog, and he come down slowly and come around the corner, and he can't see. He's totally blind, but he can smell. And he finally picked up my scent, and I seen that little nose on the ground, buddy. He was tracking me down through there, and then I kept calling him and calling him. He finally raised his little head up so he could see me, and then he come running over, and I put him in the back seat. And he's back here he's all grooving out. Little buddy. Life ain't good on a little doggy. He's old. He'll be 18 years old come November of this year. 18 years I've had a wonderful companion. Now this is a much bigger complex up here, just off an I-20. I'm sorry, off I-65. And you can see we got a pretty stout breeze blowing. I don't know. I'll do this for Motobomb. All American, man. No. I want to make some bread, so I needed some dry yeast, active yeast, and I wanted a few things, and she needed some stuff from the ladies' department over there. And I gave her a list I want her to get us an angel food cake today. And other things. She's got a big list of stuff she wants to get too. Oh, well, good luck on that. We only made one trip to the vet, and it was in Birmingham, and we swore we'd never, ever go back. Hey, Rob. Just me and the dog sitting here, and Angelique is in there doing her thing. We're at a different. I would aim the camera over there where all the restaurants and stuff, but there's a car sitting right over there, and there's a woman in it, and she keeps looking. She thinks I'm recording her. Hang on, this is going to get western. Oh, I have a sneeze. As soon as I looked over here towards the sunshine, I started wanting to sneeze. I know one's going to come just any second now. Anyhow, that storm last night, Motobomb. Oh, I went to the Veterans Hospital over there in Birmingham, and I went over there. I was going to sign up. I was going to. Oh no, no. You have to park in a 8-story parking deck, and then you got to get on a shuttle bus, and then you have to ride the shuttle bus. And we went over and sat for 8 hours. And now my Medicare is a lot better than the veterans. My Medicare takes care of me, so my Medicare and my insurance that I buy. I just didn't like to fool with the aggravation. Some people they don't mind that at all, but my time's too valuable to waste it sitting and waiting for them to make up their mind if they're going to see you or not. Yeah, look at the sun. Look here. Look at blue sky, man. It was last night. The storm came in here last night. I mean, ferocious. It blew back. He blew a lot of my bamboo down, and there's limbs down everywhere. Oh, well, we was up at the lake, and the wind was blowing at a steady 30, and it just intensified last night because we knew a thunderstorm was coming, and yeah, it got here. Oh, you got seen within 10 minutes. Well, you're one of the fortunate ones. You also, Probably have a little bit. I live in Alabama. They don't believe in any of that kind of stuff. I mean, how they pretend to be like pro veteran and stuff like that. But I got a friend, Jerry Gibbs, spent many years in the Air Force. Jerry Gibbs, country western guy, and he needed a heart defibrillator. And the veterans of Alabama, they would not allow him to have a defibrillator. He could get a pacemaker, but they wouldn't let him have the pacemaker with the defibrillator. They thought it was, even though he was had a failing heart, they decided, let's just wait and see. And now he's dead. And he was a good American veteran, but they waited. See, they thought they would wait him out. He waited for 3 years for them to make the decision. Alabama absolutely refused um, to allow that to happen. And then they waited for 3 years, and he slowly deteriorated. And then they put him in a veterans nursing home, and he died. It worked out good for him. He didn't have to spend all that money. All he did is offer to give up his life for the country and the defense of our nation. That's all he had to do. But then you got bureaucrats that controls the money purse, and they dictate the policy. You may have a beautiful plan where they call it the Veterans Administration. Sounds wonderful. We'll take care of you for the rest of your life. All you got to do is go fight in whatever country we send you to, and everything's going to be good. But that's a beautiful story. The reality of it is that just may not work out that way. It didn't work out for my buddy Jerry and many other. I got a friend. He's a colonel, and he's already expired. He served this nation, retired from the military, and but they gave him royalty. They treated him. I'm talking about, buddy. They gave him. He retired in the veterans home. That's where he passed away. But he lived in a suite, man. He had color TV and everything. They even had a real genuine phone in his room. But a peon like me, hey, Robert. Yeah, it's federal. But see, states regulate. For instance, I have a dental plan through United Healthcare that I pay for beyond my Medicare. But the state of Alabama would not allow them to do a certain procedure on a tooth to save it. They wouldn't let them do a root canal or something. But the state of Alabama turned him down, and he went. My doctor went before arbitration, like, "Hey, I've got, I'm making the decision here that his health needs have this too for his plate, his partial, and stuff like that." And the final solution was he'll just have to get on by it. He'll get by. He'll be okay. And they never did do it. So, hey, quick shoe. Oh, Robert, you just in for a quickie? Well, wham bam and thank you, ma'am. Just me and my little. I don't know what the little old dog is doing here. His face, he's got crap all over him. He's been. You know what he does? He gets his face over in his food bowl. Look at that face. That's a face only a mother could love. Buddy, your little face is nasty. Look at that. Your little face is nasty. And the old man, he says, I don't care about nothing. Nothing bothers me at all. I'm quit complaining. I've already bitched all I'm gonna bitch. Oh, no wonder people are leaving me. They dropping out like flies, man. We're down to one now. I gotta quit complaining and whining so much. Life is beautiful. Hope that lady hurry up and leaves. I want to turn the camera up there. You can see Wendy's and Kentucky Fried Chicken and Zaxby's and uh, Wholesale Foods Warehouse. Those little places got everything here. And they got, oh, and over here there's a, one of those Panda Express. I think that's right back over here. Yeah, right behind here. You can see it back there. There's Panda Express in the Verizon store. This little old place has got everything here. This is a real town. Oh, heck yeah. And I think when the older you get, the more you intend to complain. Um, Sometimes I think it comes with the age. But I used to listen to my mother complain. She'd be whining about the grocery prices. She'd be whining about the price of tires for her car, or just on and on. I thought, oh my God. All right, now the lady got out of her car, so you can see over there, there's KFC. Oh my God, she's like, her coffee's strong, and just put the grounds in the cup. You just put a cup of grounds in the cup, and then, my mother, she had a big old kettle that she kept on the coal stove, and she'd go over there and take a handful of coffee grounds and throw in that cast iron kettle, and it had like a little, kind of like a little filter in the neck of the thing. So she'd tip it up. When the grounds settled down to the bottom, then she'd pour us a cup of coffee, and it would be so black. Our coffee was Louisiana brand with chicory. I don't know if you've ever drank any coffee with chicory, but it is dark. Yeah, if you want to extract and get the best flavor out of your coffee. I lived in Seattle for 40 years, and they started a little company up there, up in Seattle. Now it's all over the nation. And I would never have dreamed in my life I would ever pay $8 for a cup of coffee. 8 friggin' bucks for a cup of coffee. Almond, cocoa, mocha, loco, 2 stirrs, 2 drops, touch of lemon, extract. It's like buying a car, man. You got all these things you got to fill out. Got to get your name on your cup. Yeah, they got every blend. They got like the house of 1,000 blends. Coffee keeps the world. And listen to this. Just last week, they did that this is a world consensus amongst the leading experts in dementia, that 3 cups of coffee will help prevent dementia. I mean, it may not be a big percentage of prevention, but it's supposed to help. 3 cups. Oh, look at that. Yeah, we paid $8 for it. I used to have a crew, and every afternoon we'd go to Starbucks for our afternoon coffee. And so I was picking up the tab for everybody, not me. My company was. They all worked for the same company, but I was the one that had to purse strings. And we'd go up there, and the first time I turned in a coffee order there was 7 of them in my crew, 7 counting me. When I turned in a coffee bill over $100, they went, "What?" uh, I think they had some little reservations about, how much to drink, and doubling up on it wouldn't help you. It was because then but there become another health risk with kidneys and some other things. But coffee is something I think the world has a love for. And there's some good coffees. I mean, we used to go in Seattle, in what the area in Seattle called the Pioneer District. And in the Pioneer District, they had a coffee blend house where you could go in and have your coffees ground from the beans and blended the mixtures you wanted, Arabica and all that kind of stuff. They had and Ruth would go up there and buy us some of the most exotic coffees. Oh yeah, we also, I mentioned this before on the coffee crew, the Civic, the coffee, the beans that have been digested by an animal and pooped out. I think she paid like $48 for so many ounces or whatever. But it was something we had to try out. Yeah, coffee is it is a good stimulant. I know when we were on the Nimitz aircraft carrier Nimitz CVN 68, you've got crews. When I was on there, we had 7,000, including the flight crew, and they had coffee stations throughout the ship because you had watches. All these different watches, even though you did your 13 hours of duty, you'd still have to do watch duty if you come up on the roster, and you have to pull your watch. And so they had coffee and donuts and stuff that you could get 24/7. And boy, I'm going to tell you, the Navy had some of the best coffee I ever drank in my life. Some really good coffee. I really enjoyed it. In fact, we'd go down there. We used to eat what's called Chief's Mess. The reason we ate in Chief's Mess, it was on the Nimitz. Your food, your different people that eat in different places, but Chief Mess, they had the best of everything. The enlisted man, you had them choking. Sit and squat and choke and puke or whatever. Them Navy guys had terms for everything where you just go over and grab you a quick this and a quick that. And but on Chief's Mess, you can sit and talk about your daily plans and activities and spend an hour over there eating and nobody worried about you. The little guy, he got his nose in the breeze. When I got to Fort Jackson, South Carolina for my basic training, I had to do KP, and this old cookie, he put me on coffee duty. I did the tater peeling thing too. They had a big old drum that you put the potatoes in, you spin it, and it would peel the potatoes, but you still have to wash them and do things with the potatoes. But when it comes to the coffee, he had these big old 50-cup percolators that would make like 50 cups, and he had like 8 or 10 of them lined up. And he would take up in the top, he would put several cups of grounds up in the top of the percolator, And then he would break six eggs on the top of the ground. He'd just crack the eggs and drop them in on the top of the grounds. Put your cover on, and it start percolating. And the idea of the eggs on the top of the grounds was that the water, the hot boiling water, it came up and percolated down onto the coffee. Well, it went through those eggs, and that neutralized the acid. So the next spurt of water come up, it would be partly coffee, and then as more it cooked, the more darker the water got. And when you look over and you see the color you wanted in the top of your percolator, then it was time to serve coffee. And boy, I mean, that was some good coffee as well. I really, in fact, of all the things I ever done, is I enjoyed KP. And my first real KP was in Officer's Mess. That's where they had pineapple upside down cake, and they had all kinds of goodies for them. They had steaks cooked the way they like. Officers don't eat like the enlisted man. They have a little bit better palate, and all the desserts and stuff we made for them was always top notch. And oh man, I did a trip out of Bremerton. We went over on the aircraft, not aircraft carrier, the battleship New Jersey. The New Jersey was parked there in Bremerton, and the wife I was married to was a little old Swedish woman, little old, barely 5 foot tall, little blonde Swedish woman, and she got up and got a straddle set on one of those 16-inch guns on the New Jersey. And she was riding that thing like a cowgirl. She had her old cowgirl hat on, and finally one of them SPs came by over there and told her to get her ass off the cannon. I'm like, she's gone now, so I can say anything I want to, but I wouldn't tell you no lie about it. Hey, Robin. Good afternoon. Yeah, KP. Yeah, we've done quite a bit of KP, which I didn't mind. A lot of people really fuss and growl about doing the KP, but first of all, I was from Alabama. I was a ridge running barefoot boy from Alabama, and hell, that was just like letting a rat into the feed grain, in the bin, in the feed bin there, because hell, you could eat your fill. I eat all the desserts, and I eat so many pineapples when making pineapple upside down cake that it burnt the end of my tongue, the acid in the pineapple. And so for about 2 days, the tip of my tongue was sore. Johnny Horton. I think it was Johnny Horton that did. And what was the year? What was when was it? I think it was 1814. We took a little trip along with Colonel Jackson down the mighty Mississippi. We took a little bacon and we took a little bean. We caught the bloody British in the town of New Orleans. Yeah. We fired our cannons till the barrel melted down. Then we grabbed an alligator and fought another round. We filled his head with cannonballs and powdered his behind. When we touched the powder off, the gator lost his mind. Yeah. Yeah. And what I loved, me and my brother pulled in. We were truck drivers, and we had come up out of California on the old 99 highway. We pulled into the town of Yakima, Washington. And when we pulled into Yakima, the song that was playing was so popular. It was a brand new song. Please, Mr. Custer, I don't want to go. There's an Indian out there fixing to take my hair. A coward I've been called, but I don't want to end up dead or bald. Please, Mr. Custer, I don't want to go, man. And I was there where all them damn freaking Yakima Indians were everywhere. Uh, oh, it was so fun. We had so much fun. We were cowboys then too, and we went over to the big rodeo. And we thought we were badass cowboys until we rode against the Indians. Them Indians, no wonder they were so damn hard to beat. Even though we had rifles and everything that you can name, the Indians managed to survive. Because them people are rugged. They were. Those rodeo Indians were really rugged. Hell, they didn't show no fear. They'd get on the back of a wild bronc and they'd ride the thing till it couldn't move no more. Yeah, the song the old boy was singing about "Please, Mr. Custer." It was when he was doing the when Custer got massacred over there. He finally met his match. He got over there and was outnumbered, and turned out to be a bad day for him. There's a joke. There was a president had got a hold of one of the best artists in the time. He did all artwork depicting the true Western world the way it was, during the pioneering days. And this guy was really good. And so he commissioned him to go and paint the Custer's Last Stand. They wanted to hang it in the rotunda there at the White House. And so he spent quite a while and he put the picture together. And finally they gathered all the senators and the congressmen and everybody was sitting around and the president and him and his wife. And so they opened up the curtains so you could see the painting that he had done, this world famous artist. And what you see there was there was a cow out in the field with a halo above its head, a halo. And then out in the field was literally hundreds and hundreds of Indians doing the big nookie. They was doing the wild monkey out in the grass. They was um, they was doing the thing, the naughty, the big elf, man. They was everywhere. As far as you looked, some of them was doing missionary, some of them was doing doggy style, some of them was doing 69s and maybe a couple of 71s in there too. The whole battlefield was just Indians all over the place making love. And everybody gasped. And the president asked the artist, he said, "My God, can you explain this?" And he said, "Yeah, when Custer rode up over the rise and he looked down, first thing he said to his sergeant next to him, he said, 'Holy cow, look at them effing Indians.'" And they kept coming and coming all night long. Yeah, be good. But I ain't gonna ask you to be good, Robin. Be just as good as you can be. I saw yesterday Wendy's offered. See, here's Wendy's right down here. I see they offered a couple of new things on their menu. So no, we're gonna go to the Chinese. Uh, oh, I've always liked Wendy. You know, we used to eat them up in Washington. We had Jack in the Box, which we don't have out here. We have Jacks back here, but we don't have Jack in the Box. We like Jack in the Box, and up there they have Taco Time. Not just Taco Bell, but they got many Mexican. Taco Time was another place I really like to eat. Wendy's always had the big square burger. And we used to go down to the airport, and there was a beautiful Wendy's overlooking the airport where you can see all the planes taking off and everything. I went to eat at that Wendy's there. I used to take my crew. My crew, when we was traveling for the company, uh, they would always want to eat at places like Johnny's by the Dock. It was a big fishing place, and salmon's like $75 plates, and uh, lobster and all that. That's what they like to eat. But I had a field crew. Their palate was a little bit different. They like Wendy's and they like Burger King and all those other hamburger houses. Do they like barbecue joints? We had a barbecue place there called Caveman. And Caveman was so good that they catered the Boeing Aircraft Company for our Christmas dinner one year. And my gosh, that was so good. They just brought out big racks of ribs, and the Caveman was pretty spectacular when it come to barbecue. They're located in Kent, Washington. So my crew is always looking for that better place to eat. Well, it was unlimited, or the budget. There was no limit on your food budget, or your drink budget. We never had any kind of limit like that. But there was always the places they had always find for us was always way out of the way. And then one time we all started taking a vote, and then the eating situation got a little bit better. We was all eating pretty well, everybody. Because see, I had two Asian guys on my crew. Suhan Kim was one, and Theman Tham was another one. He was from Vietnam. Theman was in the U.S. Navy. He was an advisor and an interpreter in the U.S. Navy in Vietnam, and just a brilliant guy. Suhan Kim was an Army intelligence officer in the ROK, the Republic of Korea, working for the U.S. intelligence organization, and that's how they got involved. That's how we got him in our crew. And having Suhan Kim in my crew, he would bring me pickled kimchi with jalapeno flavored kimchi. Ooh, hell, you talking about good. I don't know if you've had kimchi or if you like kimchi, but that with the jalapeno flavored, and his grandmother made all the kimchi for him because he didn't have. His grandmother lived in Lakewood, Washington, and she lived in a Korean village there in Lakewood, and she would pickle all the cabbage and stuff, and then I had a Polish guy. The Polish guy, he was a delightful person on my crew too. He brought in a lot of food from his native country. Things that I can't even pronounce the names of them, but they were really good. I was the one that picked my crew. I had to go interview them and pick the crew I wanted. I wanted a mixture of people that so it wasn't so dull, just a bunch of rednecks out there running around doing missile stuff. Wasn't fun. But when you got a crew that brings a little bit of liveliness to the crew, that's what I wanted, and that's what I got. Yeah, it's an acquired taste, and also See, I can't smell. So I could eat things that a lot of people couldn't stomach because they just can't stand the smell of it. But I've never been able to smell not once in my lifetime. Oh, the baconator. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. You just you just can't get enough of bacon, I'm gonna tell you. Robert, I don't know if you was on yesterday, but on the coffee crew, they showed my bacon sandwich yesterday, and that sucker was packed full of bacon. My little buddy is getting he's getting restless, and the old man he's over there. He said, "What the hell? I'll just lay back here and mind my own business." And you know I'm getting hungry. When she gets out of here, we're going to go to we're going to go to the Ling Garden. That's Chinese. There's a series of them down here. Oh yeah. Oh, did you know, Robert? I made a. What I did is we bought 3 pounds of Costco beef bacon. Well, the beef bacon don't fry good. It was sugar cured beef bacon or whatever. It don't fry good. It curls up, and it's beef. It's not pork, and it just don't fry good. We tried to fry it on the. Now it bakes really good. You put it in the oven and add a little bit of habanero garlic flavoring. Sprinkle it a little bit on the one side of the bacon, and it just makes it pop. But we had 2 pounds of that bacon left over, and both of us agreed we ain't going to eat. Yeah, beef bacon, you can get it. It's Kirkland brand beef bacon, and it's beautiful. It looks like real bacon, but it's a quarter of an inch thick slices. Really nice thick slice. And so what we did is I took it over in my food processor. I threw the 2 pounds of the beef bacon in the processor, and I turned it into hamburger meat. And after I got the meat all ground up and everything, then I started adding my breadcrumbs and a couple of eggs in there and some other things. And I made a damn meatloaf. Angelique said she could smell that meatloaf cooking. It smelled like bacon flavored meatloaf, and that was so good. You could slice it so easy, and we even made sandwiches with it, whatever is left over. Um, yeah, we made a 2 pound meatloaf using that Kirkland brand beef bacon. It just turned out so good. I cannot believe how moist it. Of course, we used real onions in it. I chopped them up real fine, and the onions, of course, absorbed all the flavor that was in the bacon. And yeah, it turned out really good. I gotta maybe Robert, I'll post that picture again of our meatloaf that we made. If I knew how to do it here on YouTube, I don't know how to bring up the picture on YouTube, but um, it really turned out really good. The color of what I did, Robert, on the top of it, I took and after it baked really good, then the last 15 minutes, I soaked the top of it with this hot and spicy barbecue sauce. Sweet Baby Ray or whatever, Sweet Baby Jane or Sweet Baby something or other. It's a barbecue sauce. It's a popular. You can see them in any store. And I coated it, and oh my gosh, when that stuff browned over, that it was just out of sight and flavor. Well, the wind is starting to die down a little bit. Let me see. I think we can come over here without making everybody sick. Yeah, you can see the wind is blowing, but it's died down somewhat. It ain't flapping as hard as it was. I, well, the reason you dozed off, motor bum, I have what you call a monotone voice. I never change the pitch of my voice, and so when I'm talking, it's easy to just drift off into another world. I got up early this morning too, for no reason other than I wanted to see how much damage from the storm that we had last night, and man, I'll tell you, it was pretty ferocious. Well, I keep looking over that away. Angelique is supposed to call me, but she hasn't ring up the phone yet. And she's been in there 46 minutes and 25 seconds. She is not ever in a hurry. I ain't kidding you. That little old girl yesterday up at the park, that when I was doing the live, that little girl with the little baby girl that had, she come riding up on her bicycle and she whispered to her mama. Her mama was talking to me on the camera. And next thing you know, the little girl just sat down on the concrete there and pulled her britches off. She had her little diaper on. And she took her shoes off, and the mama held the shoes and the diaper. I'm sorry, the shoes and her little riding shorts. She had a little pair of like bicycle shorts on. And she took off running across that parking lot over there where they had their picnic basket and they had their little tent and everything set up over there. And she took off running out across there barefooted. Buddy, what a feeling of freedom. The expression of freedom is seeing a child running barefooted across in February the 19th, running out across there. Oh, man. You don't know what you're going to run into when you go out here and you meet people. And that's a nice little lady. The wind was blowing hard. You might not have been able to hear what she was saying. But what she was telling me was that her great grandparents owned Goat Island. Goat Island, I pointed that out. Goat Island was over there off at a distance. And when they passed on, they passed it to their grandparents. And when the grandparents passed on, they passed it to her mother and father. And they had lived on the Goat Island since in the 1800s. But then when they built a dam and flooded, they had to move off the island because that is a freshwater drinking supply, and it's huge. The lake is really huge, over 500 miles of shoreline. Well, they had to make them an offer, and they paid them millions of dollars and relocated them they give them, each of the members of the families, 12 acres. Everybody got 12 acres, right down to the grandchildren. And she only lives a mile from the park there. But they own that whole mountain ridge over there, and they've all built their homes on it. That's just a human being you meet at a little state park in Alabama. And within 5 or 10 minutes, I knew her whole entire life story. See, us Alabama people, we're just open that way. We might be a little too open. Hey, Sterling Will, buddy, I just saw you yesterday. Last time I talked to you, I think your destination was, or maybe possibly had already arrived in Yakima. Sterling Will, I was going to tell you, after you leave the town of Prosser and going towards the Tri-Cities, there's a little place called Benton City. It may be incorporated now into Prosser, but back in the days, it had a racetrack up there, and we used to trailer our bike all the way from California, from Central California, and race at that park up there on the side of the mountain at Benton City, up on those at Horsehaven Hill area up there. Um, I think they call it Horsehaven too because there's a Horsehaven over by the Vantage Bridge on I-90. That ridge there. I think it might be from the same mountainous ridge. I don't know, but yeah, that Benton City. We used to race up there, and at the time I was flat tracking a Triumph 650. It was a 650 Triumph, and we were in like a bowl that we were racing in, my brother and I, and I'd passed my brother on the outside on the real high steep bank, and the chain broke, and I went over the top, and I hit a Winnebago. I hit a Winnebago. It didn't do my bike any good, and it didn't do me a lot of good either. I had to ride all the way back down to Chowchilla, California. That's where we was operating out of Chowchilla, and I had to make that trip all the way back down to Chowchilla. I had probably a dislocated jaw, and I had bones and stuff stretched on my body, but nothing was broken. And I know we had to stop in Weed, California, and have mouth surgery done on my jawbone. I had a broken tooth in the jawbone. They had to go in there and extract the piece of bone, the tooth that it went through the side of the jawbone. But that's at Benton City. We used to race under a group name called Coyote Racing. Hey, American Uncensored. I haven't got to catch up with as much. I've been doing so many things lately. But I do go over and look on the big screen. I watch you on the big screen, and I can't make any comments on the big screen, but I always keep saying I'm gonna go over and make a comment over there on the computer, but sometimes I miss it. So if you think I have forgotten about you, I have not. And 2-4, how could you ever forget 2-4? Oh, it's snowing up in Nova Scotia. Old Bad Chad, I saw outside of his shop yesterday, and whoa, he's got a lot of snow out there over there where he's at. Well, I guess she's quite contented with shopping and doing what she's doing because she hasn't called and complained yet. I'm going to tell you, American Uncensored, there's a lot of people that appreciate the effort that you put into just, telling your side of the story, just bringing stuff to us. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has, their take on anything. And if we just listened to one set of news and just had one opinion, it'd be a pitiful world we live in. But there's a lot of people are grateful for the things that you do. So don't ever think that you're forgotten. I'm lazy. I do watch the big screen, and I do the same thing with Sterling Wheel. I watch his stuff over on the screen, and I do a thumbs up on the screen. Now I can do that, but I can't go over and because it tells you to go to your phone and do the texting on your phone, and which my phone is linked up, but I'm too damn lazy to do that. Remember, I'm from Alabama. We're lazy people. Hell, I like to just lay here under the tree and drink whiskey out of a jug and maybe pat my old hound dog on the belly occasionally. That's all I want to do. Sterling Will, that's me. I'm the kind of a guy that I can find contentment in almost any conversation. I'm not a grinning, I don't mean I'm sitting there nodding and grinning of everything I hear, because I too have my own opinion. But I do like to see the take on The same thing that I just looked. I'll give you an example. American Uncensored is the perfect example of the Bible. You pick up that Bible, and Sterling Will, you read a paragraph out of that Bible. Motorbomb reads the same one. Rob's neighbor reads the same one. Everybody on here would read the same chapter in that Bible, and I'll swear to God, we'd all have maybe a little different take on that. The interpretation would mean something entirely different. Yeah, it's a state of well, it gives you reason for questioning. Like to question things. And people that does question things, sometimes they get answers they don't want to hear. And you'd be a bitter human being if you only had your opinion and you didn't allow any others to ever state theirs. Oh, hey, looky. I tell you what brought me closer to God this just in the last couple of weeks. That was key fob. The endurance of the human body. The struggle. The struggle's real. And to have someone we know that is put to the test. I mean, look at him. He could shake his fist at God right now today. Uh, because hey, the numbers didn't come up right for him. It was meant to be. Unavoidable. If you stop and look at it, you go, well, now, if he had been 2 miles slower from before he caught up with the truck, now that would happen. Or if he'd have been ahead of the truck, that wouldn't have happened. All this if, ands, and buts. But in reality, he's alive with us today. And I do give thanks that he's with us. But personally, sometimes, look at this. Don't you think when my wives, the 4 of them died, that I didn't question God's wisdom for taking them? But I soon got over it. That's something that each and every one of us has to carry within themselves. Their purpose for life. It's the whole journey is, if you start questioning your whole journey, look at me, almost 86 years of a journey, and I don't even know why the hell I'm still here. It don't want to make no good sense to me. Look how many good people just have been gone forever. And a piece of shit. Uh-oh. You guys bear with me just for a second. Oh, see there, it didn't take no time, did it? See there, it didn't take no time, did it? I'm on row 8 and she's on row 7, but she's going to come down here instead of me going up there because the road is right over there, and we won't have to go out, go up in there, all that people walking in and out of the store. Hey, what kind of salami? Oh, Angelique and I both love salami. Woo! That was close. Yeah, I used to work for an Italian guy. His name was John De Benedetto. I was a truck driver. And when I'd come in, I used to haul olives. I'd have this truck 48,000 pound on the tractor. When you're hauling food products in most of your western states, you can get exceptions. And so on my 3 axles, I was hauling 48,000 pounds of olives. And oh man, she made it down here. I'll just let her load herself up here. He would make the pizzas on Thursday, and if we happened to be close to the home office when we pulled in, there'd be fresh pizza, all a Sicilian style pizza now. gotta get her in to unlock the door. The little dog steps on the switch and it locks the rear door. Um, anyhow, yeah, the Sicilian style. Look at the little fella. He's watching. He sees Angelique. Look at it. Look at it. He sees Angelique back here. Let me see what she's got back here. I see some. I need you frowning again.
It's hot.
It's hot. I see some dog food there. I used to haul potatoes, Sterling, back in the days when we did it. We had these 10-wheeler trucks that we'd pull a pup. And on the 10-wheeler itself, it had a conveyor belt. The beds were called Center Manufacturing Company out of Sunnyside, Washington, made these potato hauling beds. And you'd back into a terminal and you'd plug in your electric motor and you could run that motor and you'd, if the conveyor belt would bring all your potatoes off the truck and you'd have to empty your pup out first and then you'd park it over there and come back and dump your main truck. And the main truck had a little pigtail on the electric motor. And we had a little game we'd play. How long could you go? We'd unload sometimes 25 loads a day. How many loads could you dump without pulling that pigtail, because it's 220. You have to push them in and turn them and lock them. How many times could you unload before you'd pull the whole socket out of the wall? Because you'd forget it. And you'd go in there and hop that thing into gear and go, so the next guy can get up there, and next thing you see a big ball of fire behind you. And,
that would suck.
Yeah. Yeah, Spuds McKenzie, right? Yeah, Spuds McKenzie. Yeah, that little character.
I forgot one thing.
What'd you forget?
The Coke. I forgot my Coke.
God almighty, you forgot the Coke.
I forgot my Coke.
Don't forget the CC. Crown Canadian Club. Canadian Club. Get out of here. Go on. You're too much of it. That kid don't know about Canadian Club. Yeah, she's got to go back in the store. She was in there for 1 hour and 2 minutes. Hey, how about let's just go and then we can stop down. Let's stop down there. Let's stop at the Dollar General and pick up Coke. Oh, she's already gone. God, oh no, she's in the back putting stuff in the trunk. Angelique, how about if we go to Dollar General after we get through eating? We'll go pick up our food, and then we'll stop at Dollar General.
Okay, that'll work better.
I don't want you to have to walk all the way back over there. All right, guys. I really thank you guys for spending this hour and 3 minutes with Old Mack and the little fella, little old guy, bless his heart. He loves that woman. I'll tell you, as soon as he heard her coming, that buggy coming, he was looking out. He knows she's going to be coming through that door right there. This little old fellow, he knows every move that's going to happen next. Theo's all excited back here too because he knows she bought pepperoni. You did buy pepperoni, didn't you? Yes. See, pepperoni is it's something they live and breathe for, right, babe?
Right.
Pepperoni. He's back there saying, "Where's my pepperoni? Pepperoni."
Right beside him.
Oh, look! It's right beside him. Pepperoni, the San Francisco treat. Theo said, "I ain't gonna go to San Francisco. They ain't gonna turn me gay. I'm not going to have a big meal of some young guy." All right. Love you guys. I better let you go before I get foolish. More foolish. Y'all have a good day. Enjoy it, man. This is life right here.